Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make these wire wrapped beads. These are so easy to make and they are so cute. And you really only need one tool to help you make this, so I'm going to get straight into it. I have the round nose pliers. I find these the best to use when you're trying to get that loop on the top of it. Also, something that is beneficial is just a pair of scissors. This is for the second technique. I'm actually going to show you guys two ways to make wire wrapped beads. So the first way is how I made these ones here. So I find that the most you can get on them is 3 kind of large beads. But these are really good and these are a lot more sturdier. But like I've said, you can't get as many. The second technique that I have is how you can get much longer dangles. So this dangle here is quite long. This one here measures 10 centimeters or 4 inches. This is also the way that I have a dangle on the end of it with a charm. The other way, as you can see, just as a little comparison, it doesn't have a dangle on the end. So this one here, it dangles. This one doesn't, it just purely hangs. So I'm going to show you guys how to make both. To make this first one, all you're going to need is some head pins. Now a head pin is the one that has a point at the end that you can thread things on, and it has a tiny little flat metal piece at the end. So I just grabbed 5 out because I'm going to make 5 big dangles. You're also obviously going to need some beads. Don't mind this container, but it's where I've been storing my beads. This is just a collection of plastic beads that I have, but I also have this huge box here. So these are the ones I'm going to be working with. Something to keep your mind about is the fact that some beads, so for example these ones here, they have quite a large hole, so they will thread through. So I will typically start with a smaller sized bead here, thread it on because it won't fall off. So you're just going to pick the beads that you want, really. I'm just going to do these ones here. Super simple, it's nothing exciting, but that's what it looks like. You're going to push it down on your finger. I like to just hold it like this. I grab the top of my head pin and I hold it flush with the top of the pliers, and I'm going to just simply pull the pliers down to make a loop. So as you can see, it's made a loop here. Now what I do then is just put it back in the middle so the loop is on the outside, and I'm just going to straighten it up. Then I'm going to just keep pulling it down until it eventually touches the end of it. So there we go, got it. So it's touched the end and I've just pulled that down just to make sure that the end of it is there. Now because I didn't hold it down as tight as possible, my beads moved, but I quite like that because it adds a little bit of a jingle noise. That's how easy it is to make that dangle. And now you can hang at the end of that with a jump ring and it hangs. So I'm going to make a few more really quickly just to show you how easy this is. I'm going to make a Halloween colored one. I've grabbed out a few Halloween colors and I'm going to use these sparkly ones and this purple one. I just think they're going to look really quite cute. The larger the beads that you use, the better it will fit. Now with this one here, because there's such a big gap, my hole is actually going to be a lot larger, and I'm just going to pull it up a little bit more. You don't have to do that, but that's just how I'm going to do it this time. And then there we go, that's nicely in there. I'm going to just pull it taut. So there we go. This one has a little bit more of a larger pin, but it is still the same and it still works. So let's just keep making. This is something really easy that you can just do whilst, sitting and watching the TV, because it's just layering it on, grabbing, turning. Like, it's so simple. It's really quite easy. So there we go, there's another one. Done, and last one. Ooh, here we go. I use some of these darker colours. Quite like them. If you want to know where any of these beads are from, just leave me a message down below in the comments and I can tell you where they're from. Most of them are from either Ali or $2 stores around me. This container is so much harder to open. Okay, I'm going to use this bead here. So there we go. So hold it flush and then turn it. So simple. Anybody can do it. It really is that simple, and they look so cute. Like, here is the ones that I have made with the dangle. You can also see on this one here, I used some of my bead caps from AliExpress, so you can use those as well. You have heaps of possibilities. Now, the way to make longer ones is I use jewelry wire with a dangle, and I'm going to just grab a charm out. Yep. I'm going to use this star one here. I'm also just grabbing a few beads out so I don't have to leave it opened. Oh, okay, I'm going for like a little bit of a beachy theme. So what I do is I take my wire, I fold it in half so that there is a loop at the end, and then I thread my charm on. So easy. Then I'm just basically going to layer my beads over the top of that with the two wires sticking together. So 1, 2, 3. Obviously, depending on the beads that you use, is if it is easier or harder to thread it on. The beads that I'm using have relatively big holes, so it's quite simple to thread it on. And there we go, there's that dangle there. So I'm going to take my scissors and trim it because I don't need it to be that long. I like to leave about ½ an inch of space above the top bead, and I will just trim that off. Then what I do is I hold it, same thing, but I push it down onto the beads so it's holding the beads nice and taut. And then I will simply, don't want it to be that big, simply fold it over like so, and then I will just wrap the wire around on itself. This wire is very pliable. You can use a separate pair of pliers if you have them, which I would recommend doing for attaching charms onto things. It just makes things a whole lot easier. And you just wrap it around till it's nice and tight. Then I pull that out and just tighten it up. And then there you go. There's that one with its own little dangle. And it's so, so cute. So after, honestly, 3 minutes work, because I've been filming, it takes a little bit longer. But with 3 minutes worth of work, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charms. 6 charms. These are the ones that I made just before the video. These honestly only took me about 10 minutes to make all of these beads. So it's so easy to do, and you really only need one supply, which is a pair of round nose pliers. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please consider subscribing. It'll really help me out, and leave a like. Bye guys.